Hello, both sides of the conversation family. We welcome you to this virtual space crafted especially for you. My name is Jada Curry, and I'm both sides of the conversation's marketing director and graphics design specialist. I want to take some time to ground us all as a community into this space we are about to open up in, so let's go through our community standards. Both sides of the conversation is providing a safe and honest space for open conversation, so we ask that you all be respectful of that. We also ask that you be respectful of each panelist, host, and participant. We do encourage healthy debates and conversations. Don't personalize anything with anyone. This includes name-calling, bullying, trolling, or shaming. This will not be allowed or tolerated. Your perspective is yours. It is not a prescription. You do not have to agree, but show respect. These community standards apply to all of our live shows and any virtual spaces that we hold on social media, including YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We want to make sure that we are caring for each other as a community. This is our priority in all of our endeavors as both sides of the conversation. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's show and continue to stay in touch with us via YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or all of them. All right, thank you for listening and see you soon.
Welcome everybody to both sides of the conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Tuesday, so y'all know what that means. We have another segment of our Hidden Gems. Tonight we have two phenomenal hidden gems coming on. Y'all know this hidden gem segment is all about highlighting our Black and brown businesses, as well as those community folks that are doing positive things to impact our community. Tonight we have a business owner, and also we have another guest tonight that is doing some phenomenal things with film. So just happy to have them here tonight. I know this Sunday people was reaching out. Where y'all was at this Sunday? We didn't have a live Sunday conversation this Sunday because we was out in community. We did an event with the time done. We streamed live from there. I know there was a number of phenomenal events this weekend, so shout out to everybody who had the Sam Jordan Block Party. There was a number of events across the city and the OMI in Oakland. There was a lot of events happening, so just shout out to the community folks for continuing to keep things going for our communities and making sure our people and our young people have things to do, enriching our community. Shout out to the Dreamkeeper Initiative, because the Dreamkeeper Initiative is making things happen in San Francisco where folks is getting out, enjoying community, and getting to enjoy the festivity. Our mayor was out, our board president Shaman Walton was out, Director Davis was out, a number of our elected officials and community leaders was out enjoying community this week. And it was just nice to see community out there in community. So just happy to do that, and that was just a blessing. And again, more things to come, a lot of work, a lot of things that we're doing to impact community is coming up here at both sides of the conversation. So we are excited, and we're looking forward to moving forward with our community. We have a number of projects that we are doing to help impact our community and make sure that the community resources get to the people. With that being said, we want to thank Miss Tony Rochelle. She's back. She's been gone. She's been on vacation.
Community.
She's back. So
happy to be back.
You happy to be back? We miss
Yes.
you. We happy you here. Everybody's asking where Tony at. They seen our other co-hosts. They like, where's Tony? Tony's still here. She was enjoying her baby's birthday, enjoying her time away. And we're happy to have you back, Tony. With that being said, we're going to jump into a couple of world announcements, some of the events that's coming up, some of the things that's going on, and then we're going to bring up these two phenomenal gems. Tonight, there's a lot of events, so y'all be patient with me. I know y'all get tired of hearing my voice all the time, but I got to get through this stuff so that we could get to tonight's segment. With that being said, if you guys haven't heard, there was a woman who was shot by police in the Dallas Love Field Airport on Monday after she was alleged firing a firearm inside the airport. It took place near the ticket counter. Dallas police nearby shot her in the lower extremities. She did live with non-life threatenings. I don't know what's going on with people. I don't know what's going on at the airport for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because the lines is long after COVID, but there's been a number of airport fights, knives in the airport, and now someone's firing shots in the airport. Community, we got to do a better job. Y'all know the airports is crowded. The airlines was hit during the pandemic. The lines are long. Get to the airport early. Be patient. And, bring the right attitude. It is sad when our young people and our elders are running for cover because somebody was upset firing a firearm off in the airport. Very, very disturbing stuff. But again, it happens. But again, if you're traveling anytime soon, please give yourself enough time so that you're having the patience, you're not rushing, and you're not irritated. A lot of these airlines have been having major delays. So do your part. Get there early. Take your time. And just be patient. Understand that they are still trying to recover from the pandemic. Also, earlier this week on Monday, the Catholic Pope issued an apology. The church in Canada came out talking about the policies that impacted the Indian community, their schools. The Native folks have been always impacted by racism, a lot of systemic stuff that take place. But as part of a settlement, the government and churches approximately impacted 90,000 Canadian survivors. They were paid reparations in amount of billions of dollars being transferred to their communities. Again, the Catholic churches are saying religion has order. They have to provide. They also have to provide more than $50 million in cash and in-kind contributions in the hope to add 30 more million over the next 5 years. Again, Black folks in America, listen, Black folks again, listen. We got reparations right now in this country for Black folks. Every other race is getting billions of dollars in reparations, okay? So can y'all only imagine what we should be asking for as Black folks if you want to talk about the harm, the things that's been done to the Black community over the last 300 to 400 years? Come on now. I'm just saying, we got reparation talks going on all across the state of California, in San Francisco, and a number of the cities. Again, billions of dollars, okay, in reparations. So again, that is a number that our communities should be looking forward to having. Also, there's been another wildfire that broke out near Yosemite. Right now, they're saying it's about 17,000 acres that's been burning. People have been noted to evacuate. This is one of the largest fires so far in the middle of this start of this fire season. Community, please do your part as the weather is dry. If you guys look at the mountaintops around our communities, it is very dry. We did not get the rain or the snow fall that we wanted this year. But again, while folks are out barbecuing, enjoying their times, be mindful and be careful. Any little spark can cause a grass fire, and we do not want to have fires breaking out everywhere, as it also impacts the air quality and some of the things that take place in our community. So a lot of our folks deal with asthma, and the last thing we need is our emergency rooms also being backed up with cases of asthma. Also, there's been a major increase in monkeypox cases here in San Francisco and across the Bay Area. There's more information coming out. Please, community, if you have any symptoms, please go get checked. We also going to be working and partnering with the Department of Public Health. They're going to be coming on our platform to educate community about this monkeypox, what's going on, and giving community the updated information that is needed. But again, be safe out there. Wash your hands, safe distance. Be careful who you're interacting with. If you see any obvious bumps or anything that you think could be monkeypox, make sure that you be careful around those folks, because this virus is spreading pretty fast. With that being said, we're going to jump into a couple of the community events. We're going to start off with the Education Subcommittee meeting that is happening Wednesday, July 27th to support the Black students in the San Francisco Unified School District. As you all been hearing, there's been a number of things that's going on in the San Francisco Unified School District that is a problem for our families, our young Black babies. The amount of racism, hate talk, and some of the things that are going on in our schools has to be addressed. So if you have a student or a family member that's in the San Francisco Unified School District, please get out there and support and know what's going on. There's a Zoom meeting link that is going out. It is going across the screen. Please copy it. If you need that information, reach out to us at both sides of the conversation, and we'll make sure you get that link so that you can be a part of the conversation. Talk about the future of our babies in the city and county of San Francisco. Also, the Black Female Project is presenting Let's Talk. They're having a community conversation with Ella Bell that is happening Wednesday, July 27th. 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. It's a virtual event. The information is going across the screen. Please go to the website or the email address, register so you can get the Zoom link if you would like to be a part of that conversation as well. Also, the Friday Teen Nights is going on. They're going to be having it with our APRI. They're going to be hosting this event. It's going to be food, music, games, trucks, and much more. It is happening this Friday, July 29th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. It's going to be at the Indian Basin Shoreline, right there at Hunters Point, right there at the corner, right behind the old West Point there. You can get down there. They're going to have a bunch of things for the teens, music and food. So please, if you got some young folks, let's get them off the corners and bring them down there to enjoy some music and a good time. Also, Soul Beat Day is happening with live performances by the Loonies, 3-Time Crazy. That is happening Saturday, July 30th from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the New Parish at 1743 San Pablo Ave in Oakland. Y'all seen our brother Chuck. He came on last week on our Hidden Gems to promote it. We're going to buy some tickets and get out there. I'm trying to still figure out how I'm going to make this happen, but we'll get out there and support this event, and it should be a great one. Also, the 33rd Annual Pee Wee Basketball League. Registration starts in August for boys and girls ages 5 to 14 years old. They are looking for volunteers and coaches. For more information, go to the Rebels, sfrebels.org. Check out my guy, Nate Ford. They're looking for coaches. They're looking for volunteers to come help out. As y'all know, Nate's always doing stuff to impact our young people, and it's a great event, something great for them to be involved of. I just talked about reparations. Here it go. You want to know more about it? The San Francisco African American Reparation Committee is doing their economic empowerment subcommittee. It's a virtual event happening Monday, August the 1st at 6 p.m. If you would like to register, please send your information over to info@megablack.org. If you want to be a part of those talks and figure out what's going on with the reparations, be a great conversation, and it should be fun. Also, the National Night Out is happening again. It's a lot of national nights happening across the city. The Bayview one is happening at the Bayview Opera House on Tuesday, August the 2nd. From 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., they're going to have a community talent show. They're going to have a kids zone. They're going to have free food and much more. The National Night Out is a night for community, the police to come together, talk about issues, and figure out how do we move forward as community. So the Bayview one will be kicking off at 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Bayview Opera House at 4705 3rd Street. If you don't know where the Opera House is, please reach out to the email address and we'll get more information, or you can email us here at both sides of the conversation, and we'll make sure you get that information. Also, that same night at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., the Western Edition National Night Out is happening. Okay, bring your family. It's going to be a number of things. It's going to be happening at Ella Hill Hutch Community Center at 1050 McAllister Street. Both sides of the conversation. We'll be moving between Hunters Point and Fillmore for both of these events. You'll see me at both events. Hopefully, Uncle Stank will be out there. He's been feeling better. His energy is up. He's doing better. So hopefully we'll get to see him community back at this event for 4 p.m. on August the 2nd coming up. With that being said, the Night Out for Safety Liberation is also happening at 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Mission Creek Park Amphitheater. There's a number of organizations that is a part of that National and Safety Liberation. That is happening at 290 Chanel Channel Street in San Francisco, 946112. Also, the Alive and Free barbecue is happening. They are celebrating 35 years of Alive and Free. That is also happening Saturday, August the 6th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Both sides of the conversation will be at that event after our backpack giveaway. We will definitely be out there as well. Also, the Invest Black in Youth Comedy Award Show is happening August 13th. To purchase your tickets, please go to the www.eventbrite and look up the Invest Black Youth and Comedy Award Show if you would like to get tickets. Both sides of the conversation, we will be at that event as well. Also, the Be Magic backpack giveaway is going on. This is their 19th annual backpack giveaway that is happening Saturday, August 13th from 11 a.m. To 2 p.m. It's going to be at 155 Jenny Street. Again, right down the street from the old West Point, right there off of Evans. We will be there for that event as well. Also, August 6th, Mo Magic, Collective Impact, both sides of the conversation, and a number of other community partners will be having that backpack giveaway at Ella Hill Hutch at 10 a.m. in the morning. So if you need supplies, if you need backpack, you need things for your young people, please come to these backpack giveaways, and we'll be giving this information out to community all the way up to the days of those events. Also, the Young Black Climate Leaders applications are being accepted right now for youth-led YBCL future funds. Black leaders between the ages of 18 and 28 years old are encouraged to apply. The funding to be a part of this is anywhere from $1,500 to $6,500 to support the work at the intersection of social justice and climate. This is great. Any of you young folks, any parents or anybody that want to see their young folks a part of the social justice movement or talk about the environment, please have them sign up and they'll get paid a $1,500 to $6,500 stipend for being a part of that. I think it's something great. We need to keep our young folks engaged in the social justice movement as well as an environment, climate movement as well. Also, the GoFundMe is still up for Uncle Stank. As you all know, that horrific incident that took place at Ella Hill Hutch where he was attacked. The GoFundMe is up. We're going to put it up on the screen. We are close. We was raising $100,000 for Uncle Stank. I think we are like at 30% left. We are getting there. Community are stepping up. Multiple communities have come together to make sure we raise this money. Again, a tragic incident that took place, and we're just happy to be a part of it. And I'm just happy to see the amount of community folks stepping up and supporting. And I think we are there, y'all. We are getting close. This is going to be special. I want to make sure that we do it as community. It's one way to show solidarity, respect, and love for our elders of the community, our leaders and pillars of the community. And we have to make sure we protect them. And we want to make sure that Uncle Stank get all of the health treatment that he needs, any mental health services, his family. We want to make sure that he doesn't have to worry about none of it and just get well and give back to the community. So we'll put the GoFundMe link up in the chats. It's not there right now, but it will come up on the screen. Also, you could go to all of our social media handles. The GoFundMe link is there. If you don't have it, you could go to our website. It's right there on the first page. You can't miss it if you would like to donate and support that GoFundMe. Also, with the both sides of the conversation events, we are still looking for volunteers. We have an amazing group of folks that has been grinding, moving our communities forward. We got some more volunteers, but we are still looking for talented folks to come on and support this organization, to come support community. You all know we about community. We all about uplifting Black folks. We about bringing our people together, showing knowledge, showing love, and bringing resources to our community. So if that is you and you have it in your heart and you've been trying to figure out how to give back and how to get a part of the community, this is one way you could do it, by volunteering here with us at both sides of the conversation. If you are interested, please go to our website, click on the Join Our Squad, and you can fill out the information, put your resume there so we can see where we can put you at. There's room for everybody in this organization to do something. Also, if you would like to support us financially, you can sign up us at the Amazon Smile. Choose both sides of the conversation as one of your charitable organizations, and 0.5% of your purchases will get donated to us with no extra cost to you. So basically, every time you buy something for Amazon, Amazon's going to give us 0.5%, and that's one way you can support us. Or you could go to our website, click the donate button, and support us. We got a number of supporting campaigns as we are continuing to build capacity so that we can make sure our staff that's here is taken care of, and some of the things that we need for operations get taken care of. And for all the folks who already signed up on Amazon Smile, thank you all for supporting us, for all of the donations and folks that's been kicking in and partnering with us. We appreciate you all. We can't do this without y'all, and we appreciate the love and support as well. Please, if you're watching, go to our YouTube, sign up, like, and subscribe. Go to our website, check out all of our social media handles at both sides of the conversation. Join our Facebook page group. You want to see some of the topics, some of the conversations, some of the things that's going on. You want to interact with some of our both sides of the conversation team. please go to our Facebook group. That's where all the information is happening and going down. Check us out on our YouTube, our Twitter, all at Both Sides of the Conversation. Also, upcoming shows. We got our next show coming up. Is our Educational Thursday. Y'all know every Thursday we try to have an Educational Thursday program unless our guests cancel. But we have some folks lined up, so we're looking forward to that. And then this Sunday's conversation is starting at 3 p.m. This is our young people. This is the Both Sides of the Conversation youth conversation that is taking place this Sunday at 3 o'clock right here. Our young people are talking about teenage pregnancy from the youth perspective. They're going to talk about the teenage life, going through motherhood, fatherhood, raising young folks. This should be a great conversation. All the people in the community wants to hear from our young people. Tune in this Sunday and you can hear from our young people. With that being said, enough of me. I'm going to shut up now. I said all I had to say. It is time to get into our hidden gem. Tonight, we're going to bring up Cajun Occasion. This brother is doing some phenomenal stuff. And we're going to bring him up and let him introduce himself to the community, his business, what they doing, and community. They got some great food. If you got an event, a birthday party, anything going on, and you want some slamming food, got to call this brother up. Brother Jones, come up here and talk to the people, brother. You got to unmute yourself.
What's up with it? Thanks for having me.
Man, most definitely. We happy to hear. Happy to have you here today. Go ahead and talk about yourself, talk about your company, and how you created it, and give the community a little backdrop, where you came from, who you are, and what you're doing in this cooking realm, brother.
All right, well, I'm gonna just give y'all a background on me first, and then we'll go into what I do and how I did it and why I did it. My name is Aurelius Jones, San Francisco native. Grew up in predominantly Hunters Point, Bayview. Went to high school in San Francisco. Ended up moving out to Richmond, graduating from De Anza High School. So I'm a Don's alumni. Always had a infatuation with food. Just trying to figure out why do food taste good. And my number one source was mom's. I used to be in the kitchen watching her, trying to sneak her recipes and figure out exactly why her food tastes good. And so it always intrigued me. From there, graduated high school, tried a few different things, always cooked for friends and family. And in, I believe, 2017, 2018, it was time to get real. I started taking it serious. From there, before I even started my company, the name of my company is Cajun Occasion, because everything that we produce has a Cajun seasoning twist. Developed the seasoning from 2010 to 2015. And then from that point, I really narrowed it down and I finalized it, I believe, in 2018, if memory serves me correctly. 2019 come around, I start Cajun Occasion as a legit business. We have a wide variety of different foods that we produce. Mainly my favorite foods that I put my Red Lady, which is the name of our seasoning, it's called the Red Lady, and put it on everything. And it has over 19 spices and seasonings involved with it. Not a lot of salt, which is a good thing. From there, we just started rolling, and we here now in 2022. We've been a part of a few community events, the last one being Sam Jordan's block party. And prior to that, we was at SF Black Wall Street Juneteenth at Gilman. And our signature flavor profile is undeniably unique. And yeah, here we are.
Man, that is dope, man. I am happy to have you here. You know, in the Black community, food is everything. You know, food is part of our culture, you know, but, you know, one of the things that come with our culture and food too is, you know, a lot of times they say our cooking and the way we like our spices and herbs. Sometimes they say the food brings obesity, high blood pressure, greasy foods. But, you know, if you look at our culture and where we came from, You know, we come from slavery. We come to this country, and you know, our people was given the leftovers of everything, and we made, you know, as they say, lemons out
Right.
of lemonade, made the best of it.
Mhm.
So
Right.
how does that make you feel to know like where we come from to being here, and now you as a young chef, a young business owner, a young collaborative in the community, you have an opportunity to change that narrative about cooking. I heard you say no salt. Now I'm like, oh, okay, because I got high blood pressure too. I can't eat all that
Right.
salt. But how do you do it? Because I've had some of the food, the flavor is really good, and you know, how do you do it, and how do you keep the food for the community where it's healthy, but it still give you that good old black folks taste?
Well, one of the things that people got to realize is the most addictive things you can ever come in contact with is salt and sugar. And so with my seasoning, I was very aware of that. And the reason it took so long is I had to find the correct combination that excludes a lot of the salt. It's maybe 5% salt contained in our seasoning, and you know we always keep that at the forefront. We don't cook with a lot of sugar. If we do use oil, it's along the lines of avocado oil, coconut oil, and extra virgin olive oil, just because you know they got a few healthier benefits associated with them. Most of our food is just seasoning. The uniqueness about my seasoning, which, like I said, it took a long time to develop, is it create a different flavor profile based on the way you cook it and the temperatures you cook at. So at any given time, if you put it on anything, you will get a different flavor profile. And at this point, I believe I mastered it. And when we actually produce food, a lot of people be asking me, what do you put in it? And it's like, I can't tell you that, sir.
Of course, that's your secrets. That's your
Right.
secrets. They in your
And
business.
it's never greasy food. And again, we mainly use seasoning on all our foods, and we omit a lot of the butters, the oils, and salt and sugar, and you just getting a bunch of spices.
How much does
Healthy
something like
spices.
this run? Because you named some very expensive ingredients. So how much is this gonna run to put in my kitchen? That's what I want to know.
Well, right now we still trying to develop that, but the actual seasoning it's something that you know we gotta work out, because I use so many different combinations of seasonings to go into the red lady that we're still working on that, and getting bulk ordering to where we can have prices reflect, you know, our community and where we at. So
And where
give me
did
some
that
time
name
and I'll
come
get back
from?
to you.
Where did that red lady come from? Whose name is that? Who's that? Grandma's
Well,
name? Where that
the
come
red
from?
lady, it came from just at home, right? So over the years, everything got cooked. I slammed my seasoning on it, and you know, testing on my friends and family. I forgot who exactly said. I forgot which one of my family members was saying like, you should call it red, like Red Robin or something.
Mm-hmm.
And that we was making a joke about the lady that we seen walking across the street because we was outdoors, and it just clicked. And we wasn't even talking about seasoning at the time, but the joke about the lady, I don't know how it clicked, and I just came up with the red lady. But the
I
seasoning is
love it.
red. And if you read my about page on my website and whatnot, is she's fiery red. So the red lady, it only made sense.
I was thinking that. I just wanted to hear you say it.
I thought you was gonna talk. I thought you was talking about that fine light skinned woman that we never got to meet. You know?
She inspired the red
I
lady.
think she's chocolate. I think
You know,
she's chocolate
you know,
personally.
there's always that one red bone in the community that we name everything after.
Right.
But
right.
one of the things that I want to throw in there, you know, that I think is very important, that you said is, you know, your recipes from your mom. You know, now that you have the business off the ground, you know, I've seen you at a number of community events. You know, your plates is moving. You know, what is that experience like with your mom, the recipes, and having that family, you know, secret? Because you know, black folks, when it comes to their recipes, they kill you about their recipes.
Right.
Don't get us to
Absolutely.
nobody. So how does that feel like? And then, you know, just give us a little bit about how your mom feel like, you taking some things that she did to nourish you through as a young man, and now you blessing the community. How does that make you feel?
It made me feel good, but before going to that, I'm gonna give y'all an exclusive story that I really never share with the public like that. When I was
Okay.
younger, right, my mother used to cook, and on the holidays, it really you kids couldn't really be in the kitchen, and so
Nope.
what I would do the night before, not in particular about Thanksgiving food, but you know how moms are about their kitchen. You can't be running in and out, and so my favorite dish my mother ever made. And it's simple, just rice and eggs. And she used to, get the lunch meat ham, fry it, put onions. But what I used to do the night before, when I knew she was gonna make it, I would go in the seasoning cabinets, turn everything forward, and line them up so I kind of know what she was using, because outside of that, she wasn't giving you what she did or whatever. So I used to be really wrecking my brain trying to figure out what my mother was putting in them. And so as I got older, one of the things that I couldn't wait to do was get my own spot where I got my own kitchen and try to remake these comfort foods that stuck with me from my childhood into adulthood. And needless to say, I figured it out. So it feels good when my mother is there supporting me. I did grab a couple of her recipes that I incorporate with my company. She's a part of it. She's a mentor, and we just happy to see that all this hard work and the history of her being in the kitchen is flowing through me.
Man, that is very powerful, very deep. One of the things, when it comes to cook, because I do a pretty good job in the kitchen too, right? But when it comes to cooking, right, they always say the real flavor comes by, they're having the right utensils. So how important it as a cook when it comes to, using those commercial grade, heavy duty, pans and things of that nature. Because I think a lot of times people see people cooking stuff and they think they can just go do it with their normal, household stuff. But how important it is to having the hardware to make a good meal, man?
Having the hardware is definitely important because it allows you to produce at a higher level, but that's not even the most important thing in cooking. And it's simply your taste buds. I am investing in my taste buds. I believe in my taste buds, and I believe that is my talent. Like I say, when I was growing up and just cooking, I never had an actual recipe. But I the memory in my taste buds, like when I make a dish, sometimes I make it from scratch and it would just, spare the moment, and I won't make that for another 7 to 8 months. But the people that I was cooking for was like, it tastes the same. And I used to be like, wow, that's crazy. When all I did was taste it from time to time. Okay, I need a little this, little that. Not until like maybe 2017, 2018, I actually start developing my recipes. So now everything we do, when you taste our food for the first time, I don't care where it is, where you are. If you ever come try our food, you will always get that same flavor that stuck in your memory. And so equipment and all that is wonderful, but your taste buds is simply where it's at. And if those are on point, everything else is a plus.
Man,
what was your very first thing that you ever cooked?
Rice, eggs and rice.
I know.
Because that was my favorite, like rice. And as I got a little older, I had to cut out as much rice, but I would eat rice with anything. And eggs was always a favorite of mine. And when they was together, that was my ultimate favorite dish. But that's a simple dish. The dish that I first kind of developed as my own was cabbage. That was one of my other things that my mother made, again, over rice, that was phenomenal, and it stuck with me, and I wanted to master that. So one of the first dishes I mastered was something simple as just cabbage, putting it over rice. But the flavor, again, with the taste buds is everything.
Okay, I'm getting hungry. All these flavors and all this food and stuff. You didn't bring us no samples, no appetizer, nothing.
And I got y'all. You already know we locked in.
We gonna catch him at the next
that
event.
ain't
I know
nothing
you're
but
gonna
a
be at
call
one of the
away.
next events.
I ain't seen you in the town. I ain't seen you. All right, where you at? Where you at?
Absolutely.
So
No,
what-
we definitely gonna put it together.
One of the things that I do want to ask you, because when you talk about the recipes, I think that's like, phenomenal that you are tracking that. Because I know when my mom was cooking, she had the recipes, but she cooked those meals enough that she knew how to add the other stuff that was missing or remove the stuff that wasn't good. How much of that is you? Because they always say mamas and stuff, they know how to add the seasoning from the soul. They just know how to shake it and just go in there right. How much of that? How much are you freelancing? And how much are you like really branding your meals? I know in the chefing industry, a lot of folks are really about branding their recipes so that it does stay the same every time. But for you, how much of it is the branding, sticking to the recipe, and how much of it is just seeing what you got going on, saying, nah, let me get a little bit more over there?
Right. So with anything that I produce and offer to the community or to people, public, I've already been probably through a year, maybe even two, of twerking it, playing with it, just trying to develop it. By the time I actually, if you ever see me out serving something, I've already mastered it. So in the beginning stages, that's all it is making some, adding this, taking this out, adding a little of this. How does this taste? One of the things that's important to me is to make sure that when you taste my food, if you put, like, say for instance, we just did street tacos at the Sam Jordan's first annual block party. If you had our chicken and steak tacos, you could line up any company chicken and steak tacos, and I want you to be able to say, yeah, that's Cajun occasion right there. So when I develop, flavors, I want to be not so different from every other dish that people can make in that like say garlic noodles or just something as an example. I want it to be where when you taste mine, you could clearly say, yeah, that's Cajun occasion if you ever taste it again. And so eventually, we want to take this to a level of something like McDonald's, where Burger King, where when you taste their food, you can be blindfolded. You know exactly whose food you eat, and that's our goal.
That's how you keep your customers coming back, because you got the taste for something, it's gonna taste the same.
Absolutely. So to answer that, all the menu that we produce for public now, we mastered it. It's no more, oh, I need a little of this. When I make it, I know it's where it's supposed to be. A lot of times, I don't do most of the time, but I can not taste it and just prepare it and serve it, because I've done it so much and the ingredients are, the measurements and everything are the same. But when I'm developing it, that's all it is. It's tasting, add this, take out this, add that. So yeah.
I love it.
I can tell that you're not eating everything because you're looking good. You're looking fit, brother.
Yeah, man, you see me.
When I cook, I eat all my stuff, so that's why
I do. I definitely eat. I would never serve you nothing that I don't eat or taste. But as we get older, we definitely have to watch our intake. It's not what you eat, it's how much of it you eat.
Yeah, you go.
And so if you keep that in mind, eating with us, you would definitely stick to your weight loss goals.
Man, definitely. I got two more questions before we let you go, good brother. We appreciate you coming on, giving up your time. One of the things that I really wanted to hear from you, and you talked about how you want to separate your stuff from other restaurants and things of that nature. One of the questions I had is, when we talk about businesses, Black entrepreneurs, in the Black community, when it comes to businesses, it's always this thing that people talk about competition, right? Oh, there's a lot of restaurants, there's a lot of people. How do you feel when people say that? And again, you already kind of explained how you're trying to separate yourself from all the other organizations. But I want to hear from you, because people say that to us. Oh, it's all these people doing podcasts. I'm like, look, man, I ain't worried about them. I'm trying to bless my people. As long as they give my people the information, I'm not worried about them. They got their followers. They got, But for the restaurant industry and for the catering businesses that, what y'all doing, how does that rank up and stack up? So many different folks doing pop-ups and things of that nature, catering. I mean, how does it impact you, or how do you feel about that?
Man, I'm going to tell you like this. I feel like what I produce is, if not the best, on its way to being the best. It's definitely a competition. I'm very competitive, and not in a negative way. I support all my people, but I want everybody to know when occasion is there, it's probably going to be the best of what you can get at any event, every event, and whoever else cook, I'm fine with them feeling the same way, because that's how we become better at what we do. If you don't have a measurement, if you don't feel like what you do is of high quality, who else will? I know what I produce. I would sit on the plate against any chef in the world, and that's how I feel. So it's definitely a competition. So to all the other caterers and vendors, when you see us, no, it's not a game.
He put his game face on when he said that. What y'all?
You got some competition.
I'm very confident in my. Again, it's the taste buds, and I'm confident.
But you know what?
You gotta put his game face on.
And I want to give you credit for saying that. And this is what we talk about, changing the narrative. And this is what we're trying to get Black folks to understand in our community. It don't matter if it's 10, 15, 20 of the same businesses. Healthy competition is okay. We ain't got to hate on each other, to knock each other. It's a place for everybody. And that's what I be trying to tell people. In solidarity, we got to work together. You know, we the only culture that if they doing the same thing, they hate on me. I don't want to give this person the information where I got my stuff up because they might do better than me. Like, we got to stop that in our community, give everybody opportunity and uplift each other. So that was a perfect response. I'm glad you said that, because competition is good. It doesn't have to lead to hate, but I think we all have to have something to make us be better. You know what I mean? Because if we just sit there, we get comfortable and complacent. You know what I mean?
And let me add this too. And when I say that, and that's just my point of view. This is how I feel. And to any other, vendors or caterers or cooks watching, when you see us, and when I hope that when I see you and I know your food is of quality, it make me step my game up. And so if you ever see my company and we serving at the same venue or whatever, I hope that when you see us, you say, okay, I know he produced something good, so let me step my game up, because at the end of the day, we all serve in our community, and we want to provide to the community upper echelon of a product. And that's how we continue to grow, and we earn the confidence of our community by knowing that they are out here doing the best they can. And although they are not competitors in a negative sense, they all are competing to be the best, and that's going to bring the best out of all of us. So with that said, it's definitely a small competition, but so yeah.
I love the confidence. I love that. Thank you.
That's real. And then one last thing before we let you go, brother. You talked about your menu. I know you're doing mobile pop-ups, in the future. Like, what's your goal 5-10 years? Are you trying to open up a restaurant? Are you trying to keep it mobile? Because I know these mobile things are working. A lot of people, I've talked to a lot of these food truck vendors, and they actually like it better than restaurants. So I just want to hear from you, what's y'all plans growing in the future? How can community get behind and support you? And then your menu. Are you always changing your menu? I know some of these catering companies, they do different menus. Are you just like open, or do you kind of schedule how your menu going out? Or are you just open when people want to come to cater events?
Well, I mean, I consider myself a chef or cook. Anything somebody want, I could put it together and it'll definitely be good. Our menu don't necessarily change. We just got a wide variety of different things that we could produce. But when we go to events, we try to keep it to a menu where it's fast, easy, where people can get the food, it's good, it's hot. You don't have to wait ridiculous amounts of time to get food. And depending on, what city we in, the weather, it all kind of dictate exactly what the menu would be for that event. So it don't necessarily switch, but we choose what makes sense for the different events that we'll be at. As far as where we want to go in the future, I definitely want a brick and mortar. Eventually, I want to, like I say, franchise where you got occasions across the country. My cooking style and our menu is designed to create a comfort. I want to be in a position to where you can come sit down and get our food hot and ready as it's intended. The mobile scene and being at events is always cool, but you don't get that sit down, that conversation, that home comfort feel the way that I intended my menu and my restaurant that I will be getting in the near future. So I want people to be able to come down, sit down, and experience the food hot and ready. So those are my goals.
And I like how you spoke it into existence like that too.
Yeah. Oh, we not playing. We definitely not playing.
Phenomenal stuff. Community. For all the community that's watching, we're going to be blasting this on all of our social media handles. For all of you corporations across the Bay Area, okay? Y'all talk about equity. You talk about inclusion. You talk about supporting the Black community. Here's an opportunity. Call Cajun Occasion to your next company event. The next corporate meeting, call Cajun Occasion to come support your party. This is what equity look like. Y'all want to support our community? This is what it looks like. Phenomenal young brother, man. We talk about changing the narrative. Y'all heard the brother. I know him. Grew up in Hunters Point. Come on, the toughest neighborhood in San Francisco. All right.
And our slogan is, not to cut you off, our slogan is dying with a purpose. So come see us.
Dying with a purpose. That's a good one. But you get what I'm saying, community? This is what we talking about when we talk about changing the narrative. Black men doing it in our community. Okay. Mm-hmm. We got to change this narrative that our brothers ain't doing that. Everybody ain't made for college. This is an inspiration to our younger brothers that's watching. Everybody ain't gonna go to college. Maybe you the next chef. Maybe you the next both sides of the conversation. The whole opportunity of this platform, this show tonight, is to show community not only is a Black man in the community running his business, doing it, but we got to get behind him and support it. So all of our corporate sponsors, all the people that promote and work with us and always say they want to help out the Black community, here's an opportunity. Your next event, your next birthday party, your next block party, call Cajun Occasion. The number is up there. Support this young brother. Let's get behind him, community. Buy the food, support the plate, so this brother can get his brick and mortar, and maybe he'll open a nice place where we got TVs and we can sit down and have a good meal and watch something great. But with that being said, before we go, brother, I always let everybody on this show give any shout outs to any family, your lady, whoever, whatever you want to shout out, or if you want to give any encouraging words to the community or to our young brothers out there, please do it now, and then I'll let Tony give some parting words, and we're in tonight's segment with you, and we'll bring up the next Hidden Gem guest.
All right, well, I want to give a shout out to y'all for having me. This is definitely a huge deal for me, just the support and being in front of y'all audience, and I watch the show all the time myself, and this is definitely a good platform, Hidden Gem. So with that being said, thank y'all. I want to give a shout out just to everybody, especially the people out there cooking, putting in this work. It's a lot of work doing what we do. And all that are doing it, man, y'all keep going. And I'll see y'all at the top. Shout out to all my friends and family that's been supporting us. We got a very, very loyal group of people that follow us everywhere we go. And we want to thank y'all, and hopefully y'all continue supporting us. We would definitely continue providing quality food. As y'all know, the taste never changed. And yeah, dying with a purpose, Cajun Occasion. But any occasion you have where you need good food, contact us and we got you. And with that, I sign off.
You gotta shout your mom out, man. You have her call me.
She know what's up. Shout out to mom for being who you are.
Calling them out like that.
And you definitely was the one who inspired me to not be scared to get in that kitchen.
Man, definitely. Tony, you want to say anything before we let this go?
I want to say, so what the bottle gonna look like? Is it gonna be a shape of a lady?
We still work. Matter of fact, if you want, you can work with me on designing it, but it's definitely gonna have some type of woman influence.
I'm gonna hold you up. I'm gonna hold you to that. And I'm already
gonna hold you to it.
No, I'm gonna have to come taste the food, because in 5 months I'm gonna be turning 40. Don't tell nobody. I might need you to come cater my event, okay?
All right.
We're gonna definitely keep in contact.
Absolutely, we got you.
But you should have a lady bottle.
Yeah,
because it only makes sense.
She a red lady. Make sure she a red lady too.
But she should be chocolate.
Oh, absolutely.
We're gonna change the game up.
That's not even a question. That's not even a question.
Now, real quick, I forgot to ask you this: are you eventually? I mean, I know you're not giving your recipes out, but like, say if somebody wanted to cook one of your meals at home, is your plan in the future to, like, how some people sell their spices? Like, are you gonna sell your seasonings?
Once we develop the company and it's solid, to actually start distributing the seasoning, then yeah, but I don't want to do it too early where I want people to come taste it with us first and get the memory and be a household name. Once we do that, we can then start, packaging it up, the seasoning, where if you want a similar, the kind of exact taste, you can do it at home. But that's definitely down the line. We still got a lot of footwork to do to for everybody to be aware of our flavor profile first.
Man, that's dope,
well,
man. Proud of you, brother.
You're doing great things.
But downstairs, I do got a gang of them already labeled, but that's for me to use. But it's definitely in the work.
Man, that's what's up. Hey, brother, we proud of you. And thank you again for making time to come on and support our platform. We going to support you at the next event. We'll make sure our team will buy food. And then, like I said, I'm going to reach out to you. We got some events that we're planning, and we definitely want to have y'all there catering. We got a couple of Black folks that we want to bring in and cater for our event. And, salute to you, King. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yes,
and I know that competition because I remember you used to play basketball. You were so damn competitive with me in basketball. But, that's where that spirit comes from. But much success to you. We're going to continue to blast your flyers out. And then also, Brother Jones, if y'all have events that y'all know y'all going to, if you need help, we could create you a digital flyer and blast it out so that community know. Because sometimes that's the problem. People just don't be knowing where everybody is. Yeah. So if you got an event coming up or you're going to be somewhere and you want community to come support, let us know. I could probably get somebody from our team to make you a flyer if you don't have one, and we'll blast it all on our social media handles.
Definitely.
Sure people show up,
we definitely need help in that area. And going forward, I'll definitely keep you involved in terms of what we're doing. So any help, we'll definitely be appreciated.
We're here to support. That's our job, to make sure we uplift our community. So if you need any of that support, just let me know. We make sure we get it out there for you, brother.
Absolutely.
All right. God bless, man. Good seeing you. Keep up the good work, King.
Salute to y'all too. I'm gonna stay on so I can get some of this information too.
Okay. Appreciate all right. No problem. All right, community. As y'all see, occasion, powerful young brother, man, making it happen in our community when it comes to throwing down on the grill, cooking up for the community. Make sure you get out there and support that business, because it is very, very important that we support our Black business, bring that economic power into our community. We want to turn that money in our community, and let's help uplift each other. With that being said, we're going to bring up our second and last hidden gem for tonight. I know we got off to a late start, but we only got 2 hidden gems. This brother right here, man, powerful brother. The next Spike Lee coming up. You know what I'm saying? He's doing his thing. Brother LT Coopwood, Lieutenant. We want to always congratulate and thank the brother for his services. Y'all know here at both sides of the conversation, when it comes to military, we always support our military folks. We always acknowledge them and uplift them. But we're going to bring this brother up and talk about his film stuff that he's doing. And he's going to shoot a little quick video out, a little trailer. Powerful brother, but we're going to bring him up. With that being said, Brother LT, come up and holler at the people, brother.
What up, world? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, definitely.
We can hear you.
All right. Welcome. Appreciate for you having me on. Pretty much, let me stop you on that one. So my name is Lieutenant Coopwood, but I was never in the military. My dad was, and my grandfather was.
Okay, so, I had it wrong. I apologize.
Yeah, it's all good.
Salute the pop.
It's all good. But what's crazy is my great grandfather's name is Governor, right? Governor Coopwood. So that's where my name came from. It's like it has history, saying, like, because back then Black people didn't have a high rank, back then. So that's what we did. So, and it's crazy. We kept it going, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, right? I'm third, and pretty much I go by LT though. LT. I'm from Sacramento, California, born and raised. All right, so let's start off like this. My origin story is pretty much I've been writing scripts. I started off as a screenplay writer. I was writing scripts since I was like 12. You know what I'm saying? Like I love writing. You know what I'm saying? It was my thing. The first movie I wrote was a movie about my life. In my senior year in track, how I ran track. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't really going nowhere in my senior year. I was just kind of just kicking it. Really wasn't taking high school serious. And my high school track coach came to me and was like, "Hey, I always see you play basketball. Why don't you run track? Because you got hops." I was like, "Well, I don't really like to run, but I guess I'll come out and I'll check it out." So I go out there, I check it out, and make a long story short, I did pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And I made it all the way to the state championship. I won sections in high jump. I was number one in NorCal and top 3 in the state. And actually, when I went to state, I was so nervous because my first time running track. So I actually didn't perform like I wanted to, and I think I placed like 10th because I know I was way better than that. But after that, I went to college, AR, ran track there for a year, but kind of wasn't really my thing. So I kind of just worked security for like 8 years, got out of sports, just grinding, paying bills. And then I went to, I told my parents, I was like, I want to go to film school. I think I was like 29 when it happened. I was like, I want to go to film school, because like, I like film, I think I'm gonna try out film. So I tried to get my girlfriend at the time to write me a loan. I'm gonna get a Sally Mae loan and a Fed loan. We kept getting denied. So I actually had to get my parents to co-sign for me, and my mom was not having it, but finally I convinced my dad to, co-sign for the loan. And the school was like 70 grand. It was hella expensive. It was like 60 to 70 grand, it was LA Film School. So I ended up going, I left everything, quit my job at Thunder Valley Security, quit, went to LA, didn't know anybody, I was just went out there and had a freaking dream, I was 29. I went out there repping my King stuff. People in LA hate SAC people, so I don't care. I was repping everywhere I went. I was repping Sacramento. But anyways, I ended up graduating early. Because I was grinding. It's grinding. I graduated with top 3. In my class out of 203, about 300 kids. I top 3. 4 point something GPA. Dean's list in college, and I knocked it out. And came back to SAC because after I graduated, because LA is hella expensive. And what I learned in film school is one thing: you don't need to go to college. Okay, college is a freaking money pit. That's it. It's not for anything but for profit. So all these young people listening to me, I'm a firm believer that you don't need to go to college. You know what I'm saying? If you all you need is a mentor or someone who believes in you, or just be driven. You know what I'm saying? Just be driven. You can't teach that. You can't go to college and teach that. You either have it or you don't, or you have someone around you who kind of put that in you. You know what I'm saying? And you don't need to go to college. You got to have a dream. Whether you want to be a chef or a basketball player or a singer, whatever you do, just put your all into it and just keep networking. It's about who you know. It's not what you know. It's not about how much money you have. I mean, some things is, but most things about who you know. And it's be a genuine person. Be a man of your word. You know what I'm saying? Like if you say you're gonna be there at 10 o'clock, be there at 9:30. Be there early. You know what I'm saying? Like just be dependable. Have good character. These things I learned in being in LA. Just being and there's a lot of assholes in the entertainment business. People are not for you. They're for themselves. Like what can they get from you? You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to help you. Literally, like all it takes is one call, right? Say, hey, I got this dope director. You know what I'm saying? He has some good scripts. Won't you? All it takes is a call, right? They don't want to do that. They won't even phone their friend to tell you about them. Why? Because it's not benefiting them. It's not benefiting. They're not getting anything out of it, right? So that's what industry we're in this world. It's like people don't want to help the next person up. My firm believer is like it's like a crab in a barrel. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's in this barrel, and we're trying to fight to get out of the barrel. What you don't know is if you actually grab each other's hand, we all can get out of the barrel together.
Man, that's very powerful stuff, LT. I see the love from the community. They tapping in with you. I mean, I think that's very important before we get to your video. I think that's very important that you said that because right now in the Black community, our young Black males, our young Black females, when we look at education, there's a number of things happening right now in San Francisco and across this country with our education system. Our Black kids are just not excelling at the rates that we need them to excel. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a large number of Black kids that are graduating doing phenomenal things. But when we look at the larger scale of those numbers, there's a disconnect. The educational system is failing our community, and we need alternatives for our young people. And, if we don't do an institutional shift for this new generation, either getting them in trade school or theatric school or movie school or film school, like we're going to have a real disconnect in the future. I mean, if you really look at the future, where it's going, when you talk about AI, robotics, artificial intelligence, automation, these things are taking the jobs away. So these young folks are already limited. So what you're talking about is very powerful. And I hope the young people that's watching tonight, I hope the parents that are watching tonight, listen to LT and start prepping your kids if you know they're not ready for college and they're not interested in the educational system.
And talk to your kids. Like, I wish my parents, when I was young, talk to me. Like, I tell them I was into film. Like, why y'all should have put me in the acting school or put me in the theater school. Like, they weren't doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like put me into something. Like it's 2022. These kids are very creative, bro. Like, they're more creative than I was. Like, I mean, they're rappers and they're so talented, singers and dancers, and they're just, you know, they have all these great abilities, but they don't have no direction and they don't have nobody guiding them or saying, hey, you know what, you're dope. Let me believe in you. Let me help you. Like, or let me try to mentor you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they cut Big Brother program. They cut all these theater programs, like after school programs. Like, too busy cutting shit. Cut. And that's why you know the shootings are going up. That's why gaming, because if you ain't getting that, you're gonna get game from the streets. These kids are getting game from the streets, from the OGs on the street, because they don't get it. They're not getting it from in the school. You know what I'm saying? So I think, talk to your kids. I think if they put theater and film back in the school and have some freaking electives besides, you know, freaking cooking and speaking a different language, maybe these kids, because we have a lot of creators. The next John Singleton, the next Ryan Coogler, the next Spike Lee, the next Tyler Perry, where are they at? Because they don't have the tools from middle school and high school to guide them. You know what I'm saying? So I think we need to, you know, reach one, teach one. You know what I'm saying? But it's just different generation, because we're just not. It's just sad. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you think about all the great men, Young Dolph and, you know, and Nipsey Hussle and Tupac, all these great kings, all were killed by each other. You know what I'm saying? We don't help each other out. You know what I'm saying? We're too busy hating on the next man. Like, if you see I get more love about my film and on the streets from white people and Russians and Asians than my own people. I was like, he ain't doing shit. Like, they're haters. It's hating because they don't have a dream. You hate on me because you don't have a dream? Like, I don't get it. It's like nobody wants to help each other up. Like, my you know, it's like, it's just sad, man. Like, people don't want to help the next person up. You know what I'm saying? We too busy hurting each other. And what's sad about this shit, it's been going on since Africa, before the slaves were taken from us. We were fighting each other in Africa, hating on each other in Africa. You know what I'm saying? I'm a writer, so I can go deep in this. You know what I'm saying? It's been happening in our minds from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nigerians and then Angola fight each other, you know what I'm saying, and enslaving us, and then giving us to the white man to sell us off like we're goods and services. That people don't know that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's been going on for years. So we be hating on each other instead of working together. We hate on each other.
Man, very powerful stuff. But I got to step back because, again, I want to put this out there. The OGs, I can't call them OGs no more. These big homies that these youngsters talk about. If you are OG and you are misleading our young folks, and you're having them do illegal business in the community, you are not respected by the community. I can't call you big homie. I can't call you OG. Okay, we need the men of the community to stand up and be men of the community, empower our young brothers, and turn them into a direction of positivity, and stop utilizing them to do our dirty work. A lot of these OGs in the community, I'm very disappointed in them. Okay, they're turning our young generation of young people into crime so that they don't have to do time. It's very disgusting, and I can't give them credit, but I'm glad you said that, because I think that's a topic that we got to continue to hold on. How do we get the men of our community to impact and improve the mindsets and the stability of our young folks? And I think we could do it. But again, like you said, we got to bring funding back for these after-school programs, these trade programs. We got to put funding back in there to give them an opportunity. The sad part is sometimes the gang violence, the violence in our community has moved our young folks from getting opportunities outside of the community because they're so afraid to leave the block.
We gotta break this cycle. Like, I was in Chicago a couple years ago, and we got OG vice lords who grandpa was vice lord, his son was a vice lord, and his son's a vice lord. We got 3 generations of gang members because they don't know nothing outside. Bro, you know, the average person in Chicago never even been outside of Chicago. They never been on a plane. They never been out of their own hood. It's sad. It's like, and when I go over there, oh, you talk like a white man. Why? Can I speak educated? And I use proper English. You know, like, we look down on education. We look down on people who speak proper and speak, you know, like, it's sad. It's like, these kids are 12 years old, selling drugs, bro, in the middle of the street, Madison Avenue, and they should be in school. And the cops driving right by, they don't care because it ain't bothering them. Y'all want to kill each other. Y'all want to sell drugs in your own neighborhood. We got to, like I said, our leaders have to go into the community. But more policing is not what is needed. It's more Martin Luther Kings and the Malcolm X's is needed. You know what I'm saying? You see what happened to Nipsey Hussle? He was trying to guide us together, right? And they kill him off. Anybody trying to do something positive, it's sad. We just need more Malcolm X. We gotta stop idolizing these men who are thugs and start idolizing people like Obama. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Perry. You know what I'm saying? All these other great men, like Spike Lee. You know, like I'm just saying, like idolize other men who are actually doing great things in the community. Like LeBron James. Y'all want to hate on LeBron James so much. LeBron James actually built a school in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? What have your person you idolize do? I mean, what are you doing to the community, right? Like, what are you doing to give back to the community? You know what I'm saying? Like Marshawn Lynch, you know, doing these football camps. Like, right? What are you doing to help the community? Like, it's just it starts with us. You know what I'm saying? It starts with us. It starts within. It's too much. It starts with us. You know.
Well, you said it right there. You and Brother Jones is the future. And I talk to the young people. I got these young folks coming on this Sunday. They're having a Sunday conversation. I go up to San Francisco Juvenile Hall. I talk to young people. And a lot of them, they don't want to, they like John, you know, we know about Martin King, we know about Malcolm X, but we want to talk about the people today. Colin Kaepernick, some of the today people, okay? So what we got to do now, Brother LT and Brother Jones that's listening in the background, we got to be the new leaders of the community, the John Henrys, the Tonys, okay? We got to start stepping up and saying we can't live in the past. We have to acknowledge, we have to respect our ancestors, but we got to do it. So what you're doing right now with this film is very powerful, and I would love to convene with you more after this to find out how can we create a program with funding so that you can have your own film school in the hood. Take the brothers off the block and teach them how to do their own film.
If it was up to me, I would partner with y'all know that Magic Johnson actually is doing more in the community than any other basketball player. Like this guy is going around. He wants to rebuild like poverty areas like like South LA and Oakland and Baltimore. He wants to bring them up. So it's called Magic Johnson Enterprise, and they have a documentary about Magic Johnson, what he's doing in the community, and it's great. I think I want to partner with him and Oprah and say, hey, because obviously the funding ain't gonna come from corporate. It's gonna come from our own people. You know what I'm saying? The you know what I'm saying? And pretty much. Oh, you show the clip? All right, we can show the clip.
People want to see what it's about.
Listen,
they want to
LT,
see.
You see my people. You see my community. They like, shut up. I want to see the film. They aggressive. They ain't messing around.
It's all right, LT. We got you though. We got you. We just want to see
you. Matter of fact, we're gonna do two things. I got a trailer, and then I'm gonna show you. I was on the news too. What you want to see the first one? The news or
whatever you want to do. Go ahead and share it, and we'll
pull up. Okay, right now.
Okay, community, be patient. LT is gonna get it up on the screen for y'all. That just go to show you, my people stay up late. They be watching. They be like, "Come on, man.
Let me see what you're working with."
I like it. My all right, can y'all see?
Yeah, hold on. It's pulling up. There it go. You got to go ahead and click on it. You up on the screen. Now you just got to click on it and pull it up. All right. Now you got to enlarge it because you still in your try to make it like click on it to make it take up the full screen.
This is the news clip I was on the news, and now I'm going to show you the trailer.
A lot of children in our area don't
okay.
ABC 10 and the Salvation Army need your help. Simply drop off new school supplies at participating Stuff the Bus location. For more information, visit abc10.com/stuffthebus.
Turn your volume up. Turn your volume up.
Finance's dream of producing a film here. Now it's won 3 Independent Film Festival awards and is gaining community support. ABC 10's Van 2 brings us to the hometown premiere of North Central, a Sacramento coming-of-age story. At a special hometown screening of his first feature film.
Kids, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Writer, director, and producer L.T. Coopwood III says there's a lesson in North Central.
You can start off with bad grades, but if you do the work and get the extra help, and you want to succeed, you will succeed.
The award-winning film is inspired by the Sacramento filmmaker's own story. A Center High School senior with a 1.9 GPA before joining track and field, high jumping, and graduating with honors.
Track saved my life. It gave me purpose.
The main character, Everett, is a high school track athlete, navigating love, temptation, and trouble. Like Everett, Coopwood credits coaches, teachers, and friends around him who steered him on a path to success.
Who you have around you keeps you grounded and can lead you to the right direction.
He and cast members hope the film will inspire young people to find their calling.
Seeing a family, a community of color that is uplifting and not something that's downtrodden and not a story of like someone getting shot, killed. It's about just everyday struggle.
The movie was shot in Sacramento and Marysville in 10 days on a shoestring budget of $60,000 out of Coopwood's own pocket.
I sold my house, I sold my car. I literally had just to finish it, and it's still not done.
After being accepted into 5 film festivals and winning 3 awards, North Central is launching a Kickstarter to finance more edits and a distribution plan.
You don't come with a $10 million, $20 million project. It comes from the grassroots that you're doing.
4 years in the making, Coopwood says community support has carried this passion project.
That means a lot because that means that they believe in my dream, and it will help me get it to where I want to get.
Coopwood hopes to create a TV series, and local producers are also hoping to screen the film in schools regionally. To learn more about North Central's Kickstarter campaign, visit abc10.com/link.
Oh, that's pretty dope, brother. That's pretty dope.
Okay, that's
through the 31st for California.
Now let's watch the trailer. I'm gonna put the trailer up right now.
Okay, just make sure you enlarge it like you did the last one.
Got you.
All right, community, here come the trailer. Check it out.
Now, why you been dodging me, huh? Why you got me out here wasting manpower looking for you? I don't see a king in my face. I see a clown, and I'm tired of dealing with that. Wait, what? What? What I gotta do? I'm lost. I'm defending.
You're a senior, right? How did you get to your freshman and sophomore years of school? Use your brain, kid. That's what they're there for, Davis.
Hey, stop!
Expert or something? I'm talking to you. Are you some sort of long jump expert?
Is this all you do? Play video games while I work?
Come on, come on!
Don't level 9 me. You better tell me something before your father gets home. I get tired of making excuses for you.
Wasted potential.
So I'm just gonna talk, but I'm not too feet away from skills, though. Grown man talking. Man, I hope you're not switching on the subject. It's not always about a woman, man.
I know your track record. It's always about a woman, yo.
Well, it's not.
Is that the truth?
I just said it's not.
I'm just checking on you, yo. You my boy.
Shit is a something.
Up next from North Central, Epic Davis at the high jump.
I'm gonna have to call your parents. You have to go see a doctor. This could take about 3-4 weeks.
Why are you going to time with that track stuff? Now, what makes you think I'm wasting my time with the track? I got something going for myself with you.
Really?
Yeah, I'm the best high jump on the team.
I can't wait to see that. Oh, the Olympics, here he comes.
Oh, that's dope, brother. That's dope, man.
Great.
Good job, man. That's dope. You got to stop sharing your screen and we get you back up here.
Okay.
Man, that's dope, brother. That's dope. Man, make sure I get let me buy tickets for when it's free, man. I see all those white folks up in there. We ain't got nothing against the white folk. But come on, black folks. We got to get behind our people. Let's fill up a theater and support this king. What date is the movie coming out? When you dropping, brother?
We're trying to drop it, you know what I'm saying, hopefully by October, October, November. We're fixing some sound problems right now. We're doing some ADR work with and we're waiting for one of our cast members is in England. When she gets back this month, next month we're gonna try to do some ADR work and get the sound quality get done. And I'm still independent, so if I don't get a distribution deal with like a company, I'm gonna have to just self-distribute it and put it out on Amazon Prime. So if you guys want to tap in, go to the follow me on North Central Film, at the Instagram page, and pretty much y'all can just follow me there. And by the way, not to mention, out of 200 films, we won Black Film Festival in Houston. Off Texas. So that was pretty.
Hey.
Yeah, man. So listen, I know you're doing this out of your pocket. You remind me of me. As much money as I spend out of my own pocket, but I want to get behind and help you any way I can. If you got a link or anything that you have in there, brother, that we can help community support, please send me the link so we can blast it on our social media so that we can get our community behind you and donate. Go watch the festival or whatever we can do. I want to make sure our community, we changing the narrative. We're going to start supporting our Black folks. That's what we do here. We encourage all of our white folks to keep supporting, but we need our Black folks to spend some of them Black dollars with you, brother. That is a dope trailer. I want to go see it. I want to see if I get
very professional.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that. It was a lot of work, a lot of time, 4 years in the making. You know what I'm saying? I wrote this actually 10 years ago, and I just now, it's just not getting done. So patience, like what's the guy's name? Simba. Results takes time. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like Simba, because he reminds me of myself, the rapper from the Bay. He always says results takes time. And now Dr. Dre is pretty much co-signing for, Simba, because he's the truth. Next Kendrick Lamar, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, I actually used a lot of local people. So a lot of people from the Bay was in my film. Young talented lead, Deja from Frisco. We got the guy who played the drug dealer, Mike Debo, in the movie. he's from Oakland, and we got the camera crew was from LA. Amaru was from Frisco. Amaru was the main character. He played me. I think he did pretty good. But yeah, you saw me had my little cameo. I played security. So I'm like Tyler Perry, man. I write, direct, and act. So I didn't want to be I didn't be like Puff Daddy all up in the music video. So I didn't want to do all that. So LT, hold on.
It's your world. You can do that.
It's your world. You can do that. Listen, God is abundant. He's gonna be blessing you, brother. But listen, before you blow up, don't forget about me at both sides of the conversation.
Don't forget about me, LT. Forget John. Don't forget about Pretty
You gotta write a movie about me. No. I don't want a book. I want a movie.
LT, you know who not to forget about. Okay. Okay.
Period. I told you I wish I'd known you, because I would have used you for my fashion design. If y'all don't know about Tony Rochelle, go to her page, like everything. She's dope. She's dope. She just has a good heart.
Tony Rochelle. Tony,
y'all better know Tony.
Taking over both sides.
Tony. I wish I would have made her.
It ain't even about me. It ain't even about me. Okay.
It's about us.
Hey, off top.
Off top, Wakanda forever, period.
So listen, Tony is a phenomenal actor. I told Tony, okay? And I'm going to say it again live. Tony, when you get a $50 million contract for acting, don't you forget about me here at both sides of the conversation.
He always thinking somebody going to forget about him. Ain't nobody going to forget about John Henry.
No, I went to her play, and I must say, and I shared it with the community.
Appreciate that.
She is a phenomenal actor. She has a skill set. She has a talent that's in her, and we're going to continue to support her in anything that we could do to make sure she goes. And when she starts running to New York, and she be talking about, John, we got to get to New York. We got to get her tickets to get her to New York.
But you know what? Like being on a platform like this, and if that's not the door that God is going to open, there's many other doors that can lead to this same platform, just like you've been talking about all night, LT. I can see it. I can see it in Oakland. I can see us having a theater school. The people coming to Oakland and we making movies in Oakland. We can change the narrative.
Yeah, but what we gotta do is what he said earlier, right? Because it's already enough production companies and different folks. We gotta come together.
We do. Right. Like Atlanta and everybody else. Yeah.
Atlanta didn't turn out to be Atlanta if people didn't work together. The Bay Area got to come together.
We got to come together.
Vallejo, it's enough talent here. We are in the community of resources. It's enough Black resources. We need to be doing it here and keep it right here in the Bay.
That part.
That's right.
That
I
part.
think we wanted to bring Mr. Jones up because he wanted to to talk.
Come on, Brother
He had
Jones.
some
Where you
stuff
at? Let's see if he
wanted
at
to
the screen.
say.
He might have stepped away. When I see his face, I'll bring him up.
So
But yeah.
LT, what is the biggest advice that you can give someone that is trying to start up and make their movie come true like you did? Because I know you said you wrote it 10 years ago, but then you decided to bring it on out the closet. So what can you tell us?
I always wanted to bring out the closet, but the problem is it takes money. It takes money, and I didn't have the money. But what I did have is a dream, like J. Cole said, "Dollar a dream." So I just kept pushing. I just kept developing the script, kept networking, kept going out there. So if I didn't have money, I was going. What's better than having money is having connections. So I went out like I had money. I was trying to network and get my camera guy, get my costume designer. I was out there trying to network for about 6 years. You know what I'm saying? And then finally I brought Alicia on. She plays the trainer in the movie. I brought her on 2018. Actually, people don't know this. North Central used to be a short called Chosen, and my company's name Chosen One Productions. And why it's called Chosen One Production is because I am chosen to do great things, and I'm gonna leave my mark. Something about me is when I die, my movies will live on. You know what I'm saying? My stories will always be on the show. John Singleton passed away, but we still talking about John Singleton stories from why? Because your movies surpass you. Poetry surpass you. Literature. Look at Tupac. We still talk about that brother. He passed away. So my movies will live on, and hopefully it will inspire the next person. And what advice I can give to young people is don't give up. You know what I'm saying? I had naysayers through my own parents. Didn't believe in me. It wouldn't give me money. They wouldn't give me $5. You know what I'm saying? Let alone advice. So I just found people who worked with me, like who like to be in theater, who like to act. And what's sad about Sacramento and NorCal, what is different from Atlanta and different places is like everyone's like, I think, oh, you're a director. Oh, what do you guys do? Porn? Like it's not like everyone thinks it's a joke. Like no one takes it seriously. You know what I'm saying? But if you go to Atlanta, they're like, oh, you're a director. Here's my business card. Here's my headshot. They ready. Like they're all ready to like work with you. But out in Cali, it's just different. It's a different vibe out here. Like people don't trust each other. If they didn't go to high school with you, they don't want to work with you. It's like if they don't know your baby mama, if they don't know your mama, they don't know your grandma, they don't want to work with you. It's like everybody don't trust. Like we don't trust.
Well, that's because if you live in Oakland, you don't drive to Sacramento. If you live in Sacramento, you don't drive to Vallejo. That's the culture out here. We need to change the culture. People that ain't never been across the bridge. Okay.
It's a lie. Yeah. And it's funny, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to bridge that gap. You know what I'm saying? Like as the Bay and Sac work together, we could be bigger than LA. You know what I'm saying? But we got to stop hating on each other. You know what I'm saying? And just work together.
Community, y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? There's too much talent in the Bay for us to not be that way.
Brother Jones, are you there, Brother Jones? Put your camera on when you're ready to come up. We're gonna bring you back up, Brother Jones. I know you stepped away for a second, but yeah, no, I mean that's the problem that we're dealing with in all communities, all businesses. Black folks don't want to. The gatekeepers, I call them the gatekeepers. The gatekeepers don't want to open the gates for each other. We are our own worst enemy. We are the oppressors. The new oppressors is Black folk. We oppress each other.
Y'all don't know this, but people don't know. I'm gonna give you an origin story about Ryan Coogler and his movie Fruitville Station. Do you guys know the reason that movie made it the way it did was because he had one person that believed in him. Who was it? Forrest Whitaker. Y'all don't know that. He executive produced that joint and got him out there because he had so much talent, you know what I'm saying, and believed in him. All it takes is one person to believe in you and to kind of, and now look at him. He's doing Black Panther, now he's doing Wakanda Forever. Like he's from the Bay. He's from he went to Sac State up the street. I mean, we have so much talent out here. We gotta work together. And what's sad is Ryan Coogler doesn't know who I am. Deion Taylor from Sac, he don't know who I am. It's like people don't. Man, it's just we don't want to help each other. Like it's so. And what's funny is it's so. Like I'm probably 0.5% of the rest of the entertainment community directors. I'm one Black man. All these other directors are all white or or other Jewish descent. They're not. So we know how hard it is to get our movies out there. And so I don't know why we're not helping each other get more known, right? Because they know how hard it is for a Black director to get noticed. Because what's sad is we got, you know who the gatekeeper are, brother? Is the white man. The white man is the gatekeeper for our story. They get to tell us what we can tell or not. And we gotta change that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know that movie Red Tails? Red Tails was chopped around for 10 years. That script, you know, about the Tuskegee Airmen. And what's funny is, you know who actually executive produced that movie and why it made it was because George Lucas found the script and worked with the brother and was like, you know what? I want to work with this brother. Great script, and he actually executive produced it. And Lucasfilm helped Red Tails get made because, and it's sad, but most of these movies don't get made because but the gatekeeper doesn't believe in our story because they want to choose what's to be told, and it's sad.
That's why we got both sides of the conversation. We're changing the narrative from our voices. We don't want to hear from the corporation. We're going to hear from Black folks right here in the community, but we definitely going to figure out ways. And I'm going to definitely connect you with some of the filmmakers in San Francisco. I know a couple of them. They have a whole film and arts community that I need to connect you with. There's some funding and things of that nature. But we got to tell our narrative. And I mean, what you're doing is very powerful work because really showing the narrative is really important, you know, so that folks can see it. But again, the gatekeepers of our community is very terrible, man. And we got to do something about it. These poverty pimps in our community, these folks who are over greedy. Okay, there's a lot of folks who have the resources and they don't want to see the smaller folks get that head start because they worried about how far they might go or how they might outshine them. And that's just a mentality that we got to kick out of our culture, kick out our community. And let's help uplift these businesses, man. Y'all got two phenomenal brothers here that are doing things that's impacting our community, Black folks in the community. Let's get behind our Black businesses, our entrepreneurs, and our people that are doing things, and let's support them. And to our allies, to all the other folks who support us, let's make Black Friday every Friday. Go out and support a Black business. Go out and support a Black restaurant. And this brother Coop, man, with his film, let's go out there and support some of the films and things that's going on. But with that being said, I want to bring Brother Jones back up. I know you have some questions, and then I'm going to ask one question before we end tonight's segment. I know it's getting late, but I want to bring you back up, brother, and be a part of this conversation. You got to unmute yourself.
I just want to say, man, very talented. You got a lot of information, and we definitely I'm going to try to get with you and do some work with you because I got some ideas, and I'm happy to be a part of this because I've been looking for somebody to help me bring some ideas to life as far as videography. So man, keep up doing.
I followed you too on IG.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I did too. But yeah, man, keep doing what you're doing. You got our support.
Appreciate it.
Man, definitely. And anything that we can do here at both sides of the conversation, we're definitely gonna be. Y'all, somebody got to mute their mic because they echoing. But we're going to do our part, man, to support you all. Make sure that y'all messaging get out to the community. I mean, that's part of what we do is, right, just make sure these resources and this type of information get to our people. We got a lot of folks following us, checking in, seeing what's going on. Our newsletter. I want to highlight both of you in our newsletter. So I'm definitely going to reach out to our marketing team and make sure we do some put y'all and promote y'all in our newsletter because that's what it takes. Every little bit, you never know who's watching. That's why these segments is so important. And I get frustrated. You can ask my team. I get frustrated because we're giving free space for our Black businesses to come on and promote themselves. We're giving our entrepreneurs a free space to come on. And it's like sometimes we got to chase our people just to come on. I'm like, brother, I'm trying to give you some exposure to some different folks. And again, it just takes work, you know, and it takes time. And, you know, this is why these segments are so important because somebody out there see y'all, they'll feel vulnerable. They'll say, hey, man, let me get on there and get my thing out there. And if we start networking like that, we'll really bring our community together up. You know, it's about bringing us all up together as one. But with that being said, I got a question for tonight that, you know, I would like to ask both of you or all of you on here. We can answer. Because I think this is so important. We talked about it, and we are in trying times with inflation and what's going on in this country. Okay, every race, y'all hear the stuff that's going on about Black folks. We are the less dismarred. We so far on everything. We the less the bottom of the list. My thing is, you know, collectively, how do we pull us up as a unit? What is it that we have to do to pull us up and bring us in solidarity? Because a lot of times, Black folks, we in solidarity with everybody else. We support everybody else, but we don't support our own. The school districts don't want to see Black folks in the school. The businesses don't want to see Black folks working. when do we as a community say, what do we do in solidarity to bring us back together? We're going to have to figure out a way, community. We're going to have to figure out how do we bring it full circle, uplift each other, and impact our community. But I want to throw that out there from y'all perspective. How do we pull this back and bring that solidarity back to our community? I would like to hear from all of y'all.
I think I'll go first. Is realizing the power of the black dollar. We spend so much money with everybody else's community, but when it comes time to spend with our own, that's when we start getting selfish. That's when we start getting cheap. The black dollar, I don't care what race, everybody come here to get our dollar and take it to their community. The day we realize that our black dollar, not excuse y'all, the train going by, but the day that we realize the black dollar and how powerful it is, and we start taking that dollar and spending it with people that look like you, that's the start of when we can start getting back and being at the forefront of, society hierarchy. Until then, it's just going to be an uphill battle. I'm complete.
Yeah. For me, I think we got to first figure out how we're going to start trusting each other first. Because at this point, we don't have faith in one another. We don't trust each other. So it's almost like the little things. I was just speaking to somebody about this morning, and this is about church, but you hear the mothers in the church saying, oh, the girls are coming to church with short skirts on, and they're showing their skin, and they're doing this and doing that, and they're running the younger people out of the church, right? And so it's even just that small thing is so huge, because then you looking around the church and there's all these senior people in the church when there should be older, younger people coming in and taking over and changing things. But it's hard because people don't like change. So it's even those little things of just coming up, baby, you at church, so you need to put on this kind of dress, and you need to kind of, we got to start even just these little pieces of loving each other, trusting each other, believing in one another, and just having seriously conversations with one another, being bold enough to speak to your brother, speak to your sister, and just meeting them where they're at and helping them, ascend.
Go ahead, LT. Jump in there, brother.
You hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm a sports guy and I'm a theater guy, so I'm gonna say it can start with just giving these kids an outlet, something for them to do, mentorship, rather it be like, because the resources in a lot of these communities, they don't have them, they just don't have them. They're lacking funding, they're lacking just inclusion, and it's just sad, and it's the gap is just it's just so far. It's hard, so to bridge that gap, it starts with parenting. It starts with these men who are having kids with women, staying with them, and you can see the difference between coming with a broken home versus the kid that came from a two-parent home. Like, you can see the difference, and I understand, I can understand, yeah, you don't get along with your baby mama, but you can still be in the kid's life. And because it takes, for me, I'm a firm believer, it takes a man to raise a man. Yeah, a woman can raise a man, but you don't get that. You don't get it. You don't get it like from a man's point of view, I think. So I think it starts with parenting, and it starts with in the classroom, and it starts with a mentor, someone who believes in that kid, because everybody has somebody they can reach out to and say, hey, I'm going through right now, but it's just no one has that, and everyone's just so mad and so angry, and everybody wants to pick up that gun instead of fight. No one fights no more. When was that time? I'm gonna tell you, when was that time you seen a fight, and when was that time you see kids playing outside? It's been a minute. People don't really fight no more, and when they fight, it's like you said, it's a brawl, but it's not really a one-on-one fight. Like hey, meet me after school by the flagpole. Remember that? We was growing up. It's different now. People don't do that. People don't fight no more. People want to shoot. People got so much anger. People don't, and I don't know where we lost our youth. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone's talking about Black Lives Matter and all that, but we got Black Lives Matter, but it matters to us first. So how can the cops take us serious? We don't take each other serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's like we gotta stop killing each other and start working with each other. And put the guns down and put the fist up, or just talk. Most of the problem, most of my problems, I have talked out of them. Like, hey, so you're mad because I was talking to your girl. My bad. I didn't know she was your girl. shake hand. Okay, I got you, brother. Instead of like, oh my friend. Like talk to him. Like most people are reasonable. You know what I'm saying? That if you talk to him like a man, that will give you respect back. Like so teach these kids how to talk to a man in the eye and say, my bad, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on your shoe. I didn't mean to, just apologize. Like, stop being so hard all the time. Like, the hardest dudes are dead. Like, I want to be alive. I don't want to be dead. So just talk your problems out and speak. Like a cop, you know what I'm saying? If a cop pulls you over, talk to the man with respect and he'll give you respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, why'd you pull me over, officer? Okay, I understand. I was going kind of fast. I didn't mean to. You put my hands on the wheel. Okay, put my hands on the wheel. Listen, stop being so freaking quick to overtalk him. Let him talk, and you will, say, listen to everything he's saying, follow all his commands, so you don't end up getting shot. Because we're a threat, especially if you're a big black man like me. I'm 6'6", 245. So I had to be very mindful of that when I was out in public because I'm a big dude, and no cop is. People are afraid of me. I literally was when I was freaking 15. I saw a drunk driver hit somebody. We do a police report. Ohio Patrol told me he had his hand on the gun the whole time. He was like, "Can you back away from me?" I'm like, "Back away from you?" He's like, "You're too close to me. I'm in fear. I don't feel comfortable with you next to me." Mind you, there's a lot of other people around him, but he looked at me and said that. So we're a threat. You know what I'm saying? We're a threat. You know, and I'm saying like we're a threat. They're afraid of us. So you got to be mindful of that and stop giving these police a reason to be afraid of you. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much. And stop fighting. Stop killing each other. Let's work together and bring church back into the classrooms. You know what I'm saying? Like let the coaches preach to the players. Like, oh, you can't preach to the player, he should be fined. What? Like my coach used to always say a prayer before games. I don't know. I don't understand it. Why we're taking church out of schools and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're saying, hey, God, no, there's a lot of gods. You don't know like what kind of God. He's not preaching Christianity. He's just saying a prayer. Because everybody believes in something, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like he's saying, okay, Allah, or no, he's just saying, bow my head in prayer, and it's just saying, amen. Like, I don't know, or whatever else. I don't know. I think we got to bring that back into classrooms and just start bringing the church community leaders back on the street and work with each other. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you.
Most definitely. Hey, what you just said is very, dude, cops are mad when they deal with a man who's educated and who's smart. Like, that's a powerful thing. Like a man who knows the law, a man who is educated is a powerful thing. And if you're able to like not, then they look at you different. Like, okay, he's not a typical. He's not a typical. You know what I'm saying? Like he's different. Yeah, I'm different. Now treat me different because I'm different. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the typical thug on the street. I'm actually educated. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually am I the stereotype thug like you think I am because they're already labeling me before they saw me. Before they get to know me. Because just by how I look, I'm a dark-skinned black man.
And then you got all my ladies out there now talking about you let them know he's a 6'6" brother. Come on, man. You come on here 6 feet tall, 6-pack and 6-figure, brother. Dang, man, you just
But there you go. That's a whole nother conversation.
With that being said, I mean, I appreciate all you. I appreciate all y'all.
Hey, use your mic, Joe. Use your mic because your mic echoing.
My thing is, when I talk about this, I always ask this question, and I always, like to hear people's perspective because I know it's a lot of work in the Black community. We have years and years of just, poor raising of children, fathers out of the house. We have a number of issues that we can blame on drugs, violence. We got a number of things. But what I think that we have to do is we got to focus, number one, on mental health. I think Black men and Black women, Black children need mental health in this country. I think we need to find out what that mental health looks like for our community so that we can get access to those services and get help because I think it's needed. The next thing is financial literacy. The only way we can change the paradigm of our community is we got to first understand money. I don't think Black folks across the country, there's a lot more Black folks getting involved in financial literacy, building wealth. But I think to the average folks, the folks that we're talking about that's really impacting the community, we got to teach them financial literacy. We got to get them in a realm to understand how money works, how to save, how to invest. And we have to remove fear from our community. And I think that plays in a line with the religion part, just having that fear removed, because I think Black folks, we get held up with the fear of the unknown. We don't want to take chances. We don't want to take risks because we are worried about what could happen. So I think that's something that we really have to change. And then the access. to good services is what we have to bring to our community. And I think with the young brothers especially, we need more kings of the community stepping up, getting involved at a young age. I always encourage our Black women of the community, if you have a child father who involved, let him get involved so that he does get that male support. But again, for the brothers who are trying to get in those kids' life, we need positive role models. We need brothers to be able to teach our young men the positivity that's needed, teach them about pulling their pants up, how to greet people. All that you brought up is very, very important. But I think fathering men in the community, learning how to be men. I think women do a great job of having classes and groups of working with each other, building each other up. I think in our community, because of our egos and because of the things that we live off of as men in the community, we have to find a way to teach our Black men, our fathers of the community, how to be fathers, how to be mentors, and not just everything about being tough and sucking it up. So I think it's a little education part that needs to go. I think Tony's right. There's more communication that needs to happen. But again, to get there, it starts with brothers like you and Brother Jones coming on, showing. Because y'all know we come from a community that you got to show them. The young kids, you can tell them how to make $1 million. If they don't see you with $1 million, they don't believe it. If you're not doing a business and you telling them start a business, they don't believe it. So it's important for you both being here tonight because you are the role model that our young men and young women in the community needs to see because you all bring that hope. You bring that resilience. You bring that, that touch of love and understanding that they need to see because we don't have enough of that in our community. We have a lot of folks who are straddling the fence when it comes to working with our young people, when it comes to, working with our community. And we have to change that because, again, these stereotypes and a lot of these narratives that's being pushed on young Black men and young Black women in this country is really starting to impact us. And we have definitely with our young folks have a real conversation about this social media influences. And we have to talk to our rappers, our entertainers who have the influence of our young folks to make sure that they are mindful of what they're putting out and how it impacts the community. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of things. But again, together, if we take a step and stand, and try to connect with our young folks before correcting them, I think we'll put ourselves in a better position of this race. And to the elders of the community, I need the elders who are listening. We have to pass the torch to our young people, the senior pastors, the senior leaders of organizations, the senior leaders of businesses. We have to empower our young people and get them involved. And we have to give up the power. We have to let them lead. We have to teach them how to lead. We have to mentor them and show them how to be the next generation of leaders of our community. And when it comes to our civic duties, we all have a duty to go out there. Our ancestors fought, died, and killed to vote. I'm not saying that the political party is the answer of our success or failures, but we have to get involved. We have to get more people who understand what we go through to make sure that these bills and these laws are driven in a way that it enriches our community. It gives us prosperity and it gives us an opportunity. That's equity. I don't want inclusion. I don't want the diversity piece. Too many people come in on the backs of Blacks and take advantage of those. I want equity and I want financial support. We need reparations to flow that type of money into our community to give our community a lift. It's going to take cash to change the problems that we have. Too many stories that I'm watching and seeing. All I hear from the young people is, I made this wrong decision because I didn't have money. I robbed these people because I didn't have money. I did this because I didn't have a job. So again, if we want to change the dynamics of our community, when we talk about violence, when we talk about the corruption of our community, there's going to have to be a larger investment in the Black community when it comes to jobs, financial opportunities, and programs to move our community forward. It's going to take us all. We got to work together in solidarity. It starts with you. Every person has to do their part. And this is how we do it here, convening with two powerful men tonight. Entrepreneurs, taking the next step, doing the journey work, making sure that the efforts, the energy is there. And as community, we need to stand behind these two kings and support them. The next event you have, don't be afraid to reach out to Cajun Occasion. The next video, don't be afraid to reach out to the brother LT when his movie drops in October. I would like to see Black people across the Bay Area and beyond at the theater supported. that movie and make sure that this brother get the righteous riches that is needed to impact community. With that being said, I'm going to give everybody their final words. If y'all want to give anything, any shout outs before we close out tonight's segment, thank you both for being patient. Brother Jones, you're a phenomenal brother, and we appreciate you being here, and we're going to continue to uplift you and move us forward as community. This is the work. Go ahead, y'all. Give y'all farewells and y'all final give a gab and information that y'all want to give to the people.
Just want to say thank y'all for having me again. www.CajunOccasion.com 925-510-8718. All y'all events, tap in with us. We'll make sure we take care of you, and thank you.
Man, thank you, brother. Y'all make sure y'all call them next corporate event. To all of our allies who are watching, the folks who say they support us. You're working at Kaiser, you're working at UCSF, you're working at one of these tech companies with all that money. Next meeting, make sure you call Occasion Occasion, invest in our community, and make sure that our community gets an opportunity for some of these tech dollars and some of these corporation dollars so that we can build up economical power, because it's brothers like Brother Jones who will hire the next young brother in his organization to bring economical empowerment. So thank you, brother. We appreciate you, and we can continue to do our part to uplift what you're doing. Brother LT, you want to say any farewells or any shouts out to anybody, any of the people that supported you from the ground up, whoever? It's your time, brother. You got to unmute yourself. Brother.
I'm going to do what Snoop Dogg said. First, I want to thank myself. Because without me, this wouldn't be possible, because I believed in myself more than anybody. So I like to thank myself. Thank you, LT. Appreciate it. No, but real talk, man. You gotta believe in yourself, man. Like, I'm my number one fan. Just like I can tell Brother Jones is number one fan. Like, at the end of the day, you gotta have that swag. You gotta have that confidence. Like, man, at the end of the day, it's like, I know I'm putting out hot shit. Like, I know my stuff is good, bro. Like, look what I did. Something I did with a little bit of budget. You know what I'm saying? Like, just imagine if I had like Tyler Perry money, bro. I'll bring you bangers all day. I'm that good. I'm confident. It's a fine line between being cocky and confident, and I'm right there on it because I believe in myself. I know I'm good, and I just need people to get behind me and believe in me as much. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I appreciate all the people who actually came out to my premiere. We had two. They both were a good turnout. I didn't have one in the Bay because, like you said, we had that line and nobody crosses the Bay. So I had
you bringing one to the Bay this year, okay? Before it drop in October, we gonna set something up. We gonna premiere it here in the Bay Area, and we gonna get the Bay Area folks behind you. All right? I promise you.
And I want to be involved too, so let me know too. I'll be there, whatever help I can provide, my brother, because you are very, very talented.
Appreciate it, King. Appreciate it.
He gonna bring the food. Okay.
We gonna call it Grand Lake. All these African theaters. We're gonna fill the theater up and watch your premiere. Okay, we gonna figure out how we gonna do it.
Let's do it. I'm down. Y'all just. I'll tap in with my editor when we get that final cut, and we're gonna have to do something out for the Bay because, hey, I love Berkeley. You know what I'm saying? I love Oakland. I was just at the park a couple of weeks ago. What's the park over there? The one that everyone play basketball at in Berkeley. I forget the name of the park. Y'all know what I'm talking about though.
It's a number of them, but yeah, I think the main one off the main street right there by the school. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the big one. They have that community center in the middle.
I know what you're talking about.
I think that's on Avalon.
Yeah, Avalon.
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah, I was out there a couple weeks ago. I was like, okay, that's where everybody at. We're kind of out here. I like it. It's Saturday like that, man. It's like it's just a lot of mix. But when you go to Berkeley, it's a lot of us. I'm like, okay, that's where we at. But it's cool. I like seeing that, you know what I'm saying? But I like the camaraderie out there in the Bay. It's like, you know, having the cookouts and playing volleyball. Y'all out there doing it, playing horse, playing dominoes. Like it's a real like black community. You see a lot of Black Lives Matter banners everywhere. It's just different. I love the Bay because it's like we really put on for each other. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, man. Thank you. And yeah, definitely connect me when you get your editors and y'all ready. Let me see if I can work with some of the folks that we partner with. We got a number of film theaters. You know, all of these. This is what we talk about equity. See, we can reach out to these new jazz rooms and these new facilities that they're building across San Francisco and Oakland, And this is a time for them. You know, we reach out to them and say, y'all talk about equity. This is a black film. We from the Bay Area, from Cali. Let's get them in there and let's fill up the theater. So, you know, definitely reach out to me and we'll make sure that we get you connected, or we'll reach out to the Grand Lake Theater. You know, they got to do their part too to bring equity back to the community. So we got options. But yeah, let's put our thinking and minds together and let's see if we can be intentional and get something set up so that the Bay Area can check out North Central Film. I think that's going to be important. And y'all got to see the brother LT here first. So when it dropped, you know what I mean, he can come in there and show some love and talk about the film and break it down for everybody. Sister Tony, I know you coming back. What you got to say before we close out tonight? What you want to tell the people?
I just want to thank the brothers for coming on and setting the scene and having a conversation and being vulnerable and just doing what you do. I can't wait to taste that food with that seasoning. And I didn't forget about my 5% about helping you with the design. And LT, I'll go ahead and forgive you since I wasn't in the movie because I know you're going to put me in the next one. Yes, I'm getting all my plugs in right now. But no, for real, thank you for coming. I have 4 brothers of my own. And one of my brothers is incarcerated for life. And yesterday was his birthday. Damn. And I wasn't allowed to call him. He couldn't call me. I got to wait till the weekend to hopefully be able to talk to him. So having a platform like this and having brothers that look like you on here and y'all still caring about the community and not just about yourself, it means everything to me. So please keep doing what you're doing. Community, please reach out and collaborate and let's talk. Let's have a conversation so we can build together. And I'm looking forward to the opening night, LT.
Man, that's what's up. Thank you, Tony. We are happy to have Tony back. She's been on vacation, community. Y'all been beating my phone up. Where Tony at? Tony is back. Y'all know when she come on here, she always bring that energy, that fire for the show. We appreciate her. We appreciate our entire Both Sides of the Conversation team. There are some phenomenal people behind the scenes that's making this all happen, moving us forward. I cannot do this. I'm just the ugly face that y'all see all of the time, okay? Y'all just see me everywhere. But the real work's happening by those amazing folks behind the scenes that is doing the work. So shout out to our marketing team, our production team, our executive team, and our amazing board that continues to do the thing to make sure we have what we have. So community, you can have what you have. We have amazing events coming up. A lot of things that we're going to be doing to impact the community. So be tuned, stay connected with us, get our newsletter and see what's going on because we got some amazing things that is coming up and we have some phenomenal partners that we're going to be working with to do things that impact our community. That's our job, to make sure that the resources, the information, the education, and awareness gets to the people. We're changing the narrative. That is our job. Sit back, support, and watch, and we'll continue to deliver that. As Tony always say in her great words, keep ascending, Black folks. We got to keep ascending in our community. We are headed somewhere. We are changing the narrative. Black folks are making moves. Now we have to do it collectively. Now we have to interject and make sure that we are uplifting each other. And as the brother Jones said, make sure that we are spending our Black dollars within our community so that we can circulate them 3 to 6 times in our community. We will do it. We are resilient people. They can step on us all they want. No matter what they do, we will stand united as one. It might take time, but I am there. The rest of the community is there, and we're going to continue to keep pushing forward and supporting our Black businesses and uplifting them. With that being said, to our community, if you like tonight's show, if you like, man, that was dope, I want to be a part of it, nominate somebody. Any Black businesses you know, tell them to go come on and reach out so we can get them on here so we can help promote their business. If you know any positive folks in our community that's leading our community, leading our youth, leading our elders, doing the right thing, we want to get them on as well so that we can highlight them and give them their flowers while they living and let them know we appreciate you and the work that you're doing to make change and change that narrative in our community. So you know that's what we do every Tuesday here for our Hidden Gem segment. And then this Thursday, we will see you for our Educational Thursday segment where we will continue every week to find different professional folks to come on with a PowerPoint presentation and bring that sauce, that game, that information to our community. And then this Sunday, we're going to have the youth. Everybody's out there. Where's the youth? Where's the youth? The youth will be here this Sunday at 3 p.m. They're going to be talking about teenage pregnancies, the lifestyles, what it's like. Listen to our youth. Listen to the ones who are living it, walking around it. They have friends in it. And we always want to hear from the youth. So we just want to definitely uplift and acknowledge our youth that's coming on. So community, make sure y'all show up this Sunday. When you get out of church and you eat your fried chicken, come support our youth. Go in there and give them a shout out and let them know. And then we'll continue our regular Sunday conversation the following week as we start getting ready into August. August is Black Support of Business, Black Business Support Month. So all of the month of August, we're looking for all of our Black businesses to reach out. We want to fill up all of our hidden gem shows with Black businesses as Black Business Month is in August, and we want to salute that. And then y'all going to hear from the ladies of both sides of the conversation as I'll be stepping away for a short vacation and enjoy my birthday. The ladies of both sides of the conversation. I know a lot of fellas out there want to know who are all of the women. We see their picture. Who are they? They're going to have a phenomenal Sunday conversation coming up in a couple of weeks. All of our ladies from the board, from the marketing team, all of them are going to come on and they're going to host a powerful Sunday conversation and talk about a number of things. So if you want to see that, we'll be putting that information up. And then next Sunday, the next Sunday conversation is about narcissism. You know, have you dealt with a narcissism? Do you know what it is? And have narcissism and how it impacts our community. So that's going to be our next Sunday's conversation. But this Sunday, we got our youth, and they're going to be coming on talking about teenage pregnancy. With that being said, thank you all for tuning in tonight. Do your part in the community. Support a Black business. Spend your Black dollars with a Black business. And to all of our allies out there, let's make Black Friday every Friday. Find a restaurant. Find a movie theater, find whatever that's Black owned and spend your dollars there to help support them throughout the year. With that being said, we love you all. Our next live segment will be this Thursday, and I'll see y'all. I'll be out in the community moving around. Y'all know me. I'm everywhere. Get ready. You'll see us. We'll be live all over. And thank you all for supporting and watching us, and we appreciate y'all tonight for this Hidden Gem segment. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Have a blessed evening, everybody.
Salute.